And welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. Let's go. We got to pick this up. So hit subscribe, watch, comment, and please share with family and friends because the insanity, it's just not stopping. Now, look, we talked about this last week, but it was revealed that Kristi Noem actually waited, get a load of this, 72 hours to approve FEMA urban search and rescue in Texas. Now, like most MAGA issues, they assume, stupidly, that their missteps will be glossed over in a few days when the next pundit screws up. Now, Noem, she's not getting off too easy, especially when she went on Meet the Press with Kristen Welker. Noem told Welker that the FEMA response, get a load of this, that the FEMA response in Texas was the best response we have ever seen. And she went so far as to thank Trump for the response. Play the clip.
These emergencies need to be conducted exactly how President Trump handled this one. It was that the local responders are the ones who execute the response. The state comes in and manages it, and then the federal government comes in and supports it. And as soon as Texas asked for anything, we were there.
Just very quickly, I mean, disasters often cost millions, if not billions of dollars. You've acknowledged there is this policy you implemented to sign off on contracts that exceed $100,000. Why add extra red tape when there is a crisis of this magnitude?
It's not extra red tape. It's making sure everything is getting to my level and that it's immediately responded to. This was not slowed down at all. In fact, it was much more responsive. If you remember, I was there. I was standing right there long before this report ever came out, and people were asking and we were granting permission in real time. So the false reporting has been something that is inappropriate, and it's something that I think we need to clear up, and that this response was by far the best response we've seen out of FEMA, the best response we've seen out of the federal government in many, many years, and certainly much better than what we saw under Joe Biden.
Two more quick ones.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing how they decide they have to throw Joe Biden into it. First of all, it's not true. It was a terrible response. Now, Kristi Noem, are you going to take the responsibility, or are you going to throw that onto Trump's shoulders? Because that's part of your job, right? Your job is supposed to be involved, and you're supposed to advise the president. And yes, you did create additional red tape so that it meets with your approval. Now, Trump was interviewed, yes, by his daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, on Saturday, and this insanity, the insanity was on full display. In fact, she asks him a question, and he then suggests that there should have been warning bells in Texas. Yeah, there probably should have been, but that part was cut. Play the clip.
There's been this devastation down in Texas, and you've said that from the perspective of the federal government, every resource will be available to Texas.
Yeah.
There's been so much heartbreak, though. What is your message to the people who are suffering down there, to the parents of the young girls at the camp who were killed? What do you want to say as their president?
Well, there can be nothing worse, losing a child to start off with. And the way this happened, there was very early warning. They warned a day before. They warned even 2 days before. They warned 4 hours before. Maybe they should have had bells or something go off. But it's pretty dangerous territory when you think of all the times that they've had this problem.
Yeah, that's true. And Doge ended up cutting. That's why we're talking about this issue. Meanwhile, Kristen Welker also asked Noem about FEMA call centers being understaffed. Yes, I agree with the president. There should have been better warnings, right? Call centers being understaffed. Kristi Noem, of course, she claimed that's fake news. Welker, of course, didn't let her off. Play the clip.
I do want to talk big picture in just a moment, but the New York Times is reporting that thousands of calls from flood victims to FEMA call centers went unanswered in the middle of this ongoing disaster because you didn't renew contracts to keep call center staff in place until nearly 1 week after the floods. Why did it take so long to extend those contracts?
It's just false. Those contracts were in place. Nobody,
it didn't take 5 days?
No employees were off of work. Every one of them was answering calls. So false reporting, fake news, and it's discouraging. It's discouraging that during this time when we have such a loss of life and so many people's lives have turned upside down, that people are playing politics with this because the response time was immediate. And if you talk to anyone in Texas that was there, that was a part of this operation, they would say the federal government and President Trump immediately responded.
Just to be very clear, on July 7th, 15.9% of calls were answered. I mean, does that concern you that only 15% of calls were answered? These are people in a desperate state.
15%. Know your facts. Know your facts so that you can answer it properly. Don't call it fake news. The only thing that's fake is you. Meanwhile, Noem also claimed that it was a lie that she took 72 hours to sign off on FEMA search and rescue. Does she not understand that the facts are there, the evidence is there, they're all done in documents? Play the clip.
There's this question about whether or not everything that passes through DHS that's a $100,000 contract or more has to be personally signed off on by you, because there are questions about whether that may have slowed things. Can you separate fact from fiction for us on that?
You know, that policy absolutely did not slow anything down. In fact, as soon as this flooding started early in the morning, I was on the phone with the lieutenant governor, with the governor, with the emergency responders that were there on the ground and said, what do you need? And then got on a plane and headed there as soon as I possibly could. So I was there within hours.
No. The facts reported are different from the people who are waiting to hit the red alert button, but they needed a sign off. Meanwhile, Welker asks Noem if she would comply with an order from an LA judge who said that ICE raids cannot target people without reasonable suspicion. Play the clip.
Court states.
Let me get your reaction. A federal judge in Los Angeles temporarily blocked ICE raids in Southern California, saying that federal agents cannot target people without reasonable suspicion and using factors like skin color, the language that people speak. Will you comply with the judge's order?
Absolutely, but we've never done that. We've never done that. What we have always done is built a case and done investigative work in who we go after and who we target. And so this judge is ridiculous in the fact that he put forward a decision like this. We will appeal it and we will win it, because over and over again, when our ICE officers are out there getting the worst of the worst off of our streets, they're using the investigative backgrounds and information that they have from either criminal records or what they have for charges or individuals who are breaking our federal laws that need to be brought to.
Let me be clear about something. She is so over her skis. She's completely incompetent, not ready for this task. And this task is difficult for anyone, even someone who's seasoned. What about somebody like her, who thought that she was just going to sit in an office, that she was just going to read some papers here and there? No, unqualified. Now, I want to turn to the tariff drama that unfortunately was fueled this weekend. And Trump, well, he just continued to talk about it. Dana Bash from CNN goes on and asks Congressman Tony Gonzalez about Trump's 30% tariff on Mexico. These loyalists are so scared. They don't even know what to do. Play the clip.
The president says he's putting a 30% tariff on all goods from Mexico, your state's biggest trading partner. Will they hurt your constituents, the tariffs?
It may, but I do support the president in this. I think for too long, Mexico has gotten away with, allowed to do anything. But I'm very focused on the August 1st date. What that means is President Trump has given us a couple weeks to try to come up with a solution. And I've seen Mexico from change from months ago, basically being allowed to do whatever they want, to now all of a sudden they're coming to the table. They're negotiating more. President Trump has mentioned this. They're moving in the right direction. We absolutely have to do more. But yes, if these tariffs come into place, it hurts everyone.
Okay.
I mean, could you imagine? Why not just turn around? Here's what my recommendation, Congressman Gonzalez. How about grab a hold of a Democrat? How about try to create some bipartisanship legislation regarding tariffs? One that actually is real, that makes perfect sense. One that lays out what the tariff policy between the United States and Mexico is going to be. Now, you could praise Trump all day and all night. He doesn't know who you are. He doesn't give a shit about you. This is all about creating a win. So create a win. Just do it in a bipartisan manner. Isn't that the smarter way to do it? How about actually work for the people who put you into office? Now, meanwhile, on ABC, Kevin Hassett, he's still talking about the 90 deals in 90 days nonsense. Play that clip.
On Canada, European Union, and Mexico. Why now? What's going on?
Well, I think that we've got a deadline that's coming up in early August. And the thing about President Trump, if you go back and look at his history, that he became one of the most successful, if not the most successful businessman in the 20th century because he was able to squeeze everything out of every deal that he made. And right now we've got that guy who wrote The Art of the Deal, making deals for the American people. And we've got to see where the dust settles. The bottom line is that he's seen some sketches of deals that have been negotiated with Howard Lutnick and the rest of the trade team. And the president thinks the deals need to be better. And to basically put a line in the sand, he sent these letters out to folks, and we'll see how it works out.
I mean, for all the talk of deals, I mean, there was talk of 90 deals in 90 days, and then the president actually said 200 deals at one point. And we've really only seen 2.5 deals. We've seen the UK, we've seen Vietnam, and a kind of a framework on China.
Yeah. 90 deals in 90 days is just not going to, it's a great bumper sticker, don't get me wrong, but it's just completely unrealistic. In fact, the 2.5 that he's talking, that they're talking about here, even those 2.5 haven't been properly done. What's the layout? What are the terms? Where's the policy? Go find it yourself on Google. If you do, send it to me. But here's the funny thing. I looked myself. It's not there. Meanwhile, Hassett was also asked if Trump can appoint a new Fed chair. Play that clip.
Yes or no answer. Does the president, in your view, have the authority to fire the Fed chair?
That's a thing that's being looked into, but certainly if there's cause, he does.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kevin Hassett. Really appreciate it.
Meanwhile, Maria Bartiromo, she then spoke to Kevin Walsh about Trump wanting him as the new Fed chair. Play the clip.
The president has been considering you as the successor to Jay Powell. He said some very nice things about you to me recently when I was talking with him. Powell's term is up in May, but there's also an opening in the Federal Reserve in January. Would you be poised to accept the position on the board in January?
I had that job. I was a governor for 6 years during the financial crisis. It's a great job to have. It's up to the president to make whatever decisions he wants. But I think what we need is regime change at the Fed. And that's not just about the chairman. It's about a whole range of people. It's about changing their mindset and their models. And frankly, it's about breaking some heads because the way they've been doing business is not working.
Yeah. Now, I want to end on 2 clips that literally show the craziness. Why I keep saying subscribe, watch, comment, right? Share with family and friends. I want to show you the craziness of MAGA. Lara Trump, she also asked Trump how he can see things in people that they don't even see in themselves. No, she actually did. Play the clip.
I think this has been sort of a trait of yours your entire life. If you go back to the Trump Organization, you gave people opportunities that maybe they would never have taken themselves. And I feel like you've often seen things in people that they don't even see in themselves as well.
Especially women.
You did it for me.
Well,
I would say that for me as well. But
a lot of women.
Your cabinet is...
Yeah, I would say he didn't even like her, which he expressed quite verbally. Meanwhile, finally, as families are being torn apart and people are losing their Medicare, Medicaid, and other benefits, SNAP, Howard Lutnick, yep, good old Howard, went on social media to show off his new $1,200 bottle of tequila. Great job, Howard. Show the clip.
All right, this is cool. How about that? That's amazing. Whoa. And I love extra añejo.
Schmuck. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.